Alright, welcome back to Lies of P. Never fails. As soon as I go to do a recording, my nose plugs up. Yeah. It was happening before surgery, and it still happens. I don't know what the hell it is. Pretty sure it's not allergies at this point. But I could be wrong. As I often am.
Elysian Boulevard was a regular rich people row. You wanted fancy boutiques and shops. No place better. But that was long ago, before the puppet frenzy.
We're going to start getting more detailed handbooks. The dog is dangerous, but more dangerous is the ranger. Butler puppet. So you got to prioritize. And our first chest. Interesting that they used the Mason symbol around the heart. I don't know what the significance of that is. It's just, I find it fascinating. Anyway, another part. Made to order items specifically for LADA, L-A-D-A. The Puppet Parts Workshop has been used for a long time, so despite being heavy, it's reliable. Has been in use for a long time. I don't know. Essentially, a little more damage reduction for a little more weight. And since I got rid of the sword, we don't have to worry about weight for a little while. Alright, here's my nightmare. Tight corridors with sudden drop-offs and ranged attackers. Excuse me, I'm just gonna... That was a mistake. Come here, you. Somebody was a fan of Bloodborne because, once again, you get the... If you take damage, you can get some of your health back if you immediately counterattack. Hang on a second. What are you doing? What are you doing, dog? Good boy. You're a good dog. He's making funny noises and staring at his kennel. I think he's just bored, unfortunately. But it's freezing out right now. That'll age this age this video. And yeah. Here's another one of his heavy puppets. Ow. Ooh, shit. Fun. The important thing is not necessarily hit him with that combo. The important combo is the last one. So if you get, if you use up all your pulse cell charges, and you get a refill, even if you've got very little health missing, use it. Because you cannot charge it past 1. Unfortunately. The butler puppets without heads, unfortunately, are just a little bit tougher. Thankfully, we have just enough punch to not have to worry about that 4th hit. Hi. Okay, here are my least favorite puppets because they do this, and they will more than happily push you off the edge of a building, and the game puts them on in thin hallways and on ledges. Sharp pipe. We will eventually need to go down there. I think that's the. I think this is the back alley. So a sharp pipe, like. There's another abrasive. Like the sawtooth, the sharp pipe is a throwing item. Essentially, it's a spear. Hang on one second. I actually want to equip one of these. Mostly because when you combine with the strength of puppets, nothing more needs to be said. Some throwable weapons possess great destructive power. I'm going to equip the sawtooth wheels because they come in handy for dealing with some ranged enemies. Which is a big pain in the ass. And there you see a status effect. Wrong button. So, you see this sweeper puppet? The one time he doesn't do essentially the spear charge with his brush. He's a chimney sweep. Dick. And you have to dodge him. You can't just go around because he tracks just well enough to screw you up if you don't actually actively dodge him. I'm in trouble. I think there's a bigger enemy. Oh, there's definitely this guy. See what I mean? That is a trap. Not quite as nasty as, say, some other games I've been playing recently. It's definitely a trap. Hi. Oh, shit. I should say not nasty. Mean. Alright, and down. And can I get a lock on? Okay, so this is the problem. We need to fight him. And I don't have any more healing. And I think we missed a stargazer. Or maybe not. My Louise and Charlotte, my treasure, I can't hear anything. I think the streets are already dead. Nothing but silence. I assume that I too will become just another petrified corpse soon. I still remember the sound of your singing voice and the sight of Charlotte looking at picture books. I miss all of it. The best thing I did when I was alive was send you and Charlotte to the cathedral for shelter. Ooh. I wish the nightmare was all over. If only you and the kid could come back. But I guess now it's impossible. I love you, Luis. I pray you're safe there. I think I just spoiled it, but I'm gonna shut up. Yeah, that's we'll see. We'll see how that went. There's the stargazer. So we're gonna make a break for it. So we want to kill him because he's got some rare crafting items, and there's a box there. So, yeah, definitely something we're gonna want.
I'm Jiminy, your friendly puppet guide. Or friendly guide puppet? I don't know, one of those. I'm also a friend of Sophia's. Last time I woke up, Sophia was there because she woke me up. But I'm sure there are still other memories in there. Sorry. Must be the shock. Bear with me, and I'll do my best to guide you.
Alright. So, unfortunately for us, effectively except for a few areas, we're now kind of locked out of leveling up. We have to go back to the hotel.
Why, hello! I didn't know anyone was alive out here. I know what you're thinking, but I'm not a burglar. I'm just crashing in an abandoned house for a while. Don't worry, I won't cause any trouble. We survivors need to look out for each other. For your information, I didn't steal this.
Yeah, dude, I don't care anymore. Alright. Electric coil, stick head, and handle. The head of a blunt weapon made by Vanini Company to destroy puppets. The coil releases a powerful current that causes lethal damage to puppets. Humans have always feared anything that excels beyond them. Puppets were already their loyal servants, but humans have created a new natural enemy that is sure to attack their weakness. What? Handle. Much effort went into the handle's insulation for the sake of the user's safety. The powerful electric blitz was clearly effective in killing puppets. However, its inventor failed to realize it was also effective on humans. Yeah. We've got money. I'll buy it. So, Gemini's, they have these other items. Food for the cricket puppet that receives help from... I'm not entirely sure this game was properly translated. Food for the cricket puppet that receives help from Gemini. When used, when there is death ergo to reclaim it, reduces the ergo loss from being hit. The Gemini model was designed so it could be fed ergo to build affinity. However, no one could have imagined that this model had another ability that was even more special. Don't worry, I'll make sure I'll protect you. Interesting. For use, death ergo will temporarily be maintained in case of death. Okay? The Gemini model was designed so it could be fed... Okay, blah, blah, blah. It's okay, pal. Gemini's looking out for you. Attribute resistance ampule. Special ampule made to enhance a puppet's attribute resistance. When used, it enhances resistance to overheat, electric shock, decay, and corruption. A robust defensive position is sometimes better than attacking. The resistance ampule was developed to raise puppets' tolerance to abnormal statuses. Electric Blitz canister. The Krot disaster drastically increased the workshop's battle experience. When produced in a steady flow of combat inventions, and some of these disappeared in the hands of black marketeers. I don't have anything I need from you at the moment. We do, however, need to fight that big boy. So let's go fight him. It's always good to lead off with a special attack, if you can. because you're more likely to get a break. And there we go. All right. Our first amulet. Increases max HP. An amulet that can be equipped on a puppet. Information memories that are useful for movement can be imprinted on the symbol to draw out special powers. The slightest blink is enough to make a puppet move. Puppets do not have life, but is enough to move them. The more I read this, the more I think that someone machine translated this. And I don't think they knew English particularly well. Sorry, I had to grab something real quick. Okay, so we have an elevator here, but it's electrified and we can't touch it. But we also have this trap. Getting shot is actually less damaging, although not by much, than getting beaten to death with the wire brush. Because, unlike the shot, he doesn't have to reload to keep stabbing you. You can take, if he hits you with it, he can actually do continuous damage. Like you take multiple hits. Okay, so tempting to pick up, but it's a trap, because if we go out to get it, he's going to hit us and knock us off the ledge. So we're going to go get him first. Goodbye. Vanini's Krat Landmark Guide 2. This month's attraction, Alchemist Bridge. The Alchemist Bridge is the bridge on Elysium Boulevard and the main way to Krat City Hall. The Holy Ouroboros, the mark of the alchemists, is fittingly engraved into the bridge. This shows that the alchemists were not just a powerful, privileged class, but also donated tremendous amounts of money across the city. Thanks to the thriving culture of philanthropy in Krat, you can find areas with names of prominent figures. It's like the city's motto, the citizens are the owners of the city. I would hope so. Anyway, the most widely known attraction is Rosa Isabel Street. It's named after the cultural sponsor, Lady Isabel Monad. Funny, we have a Monad lamp. But if you think about how a lady's married to the leader of the alchemists, Valentius, you think twice about who really is in control of Krat. Oh, excuse me. The union of Krat's old families and the organization of alchemists is shown in symbolic form. Given that the sacred Ouroboros mark is engraved on the city hall as well, it's obviously who owns the city of Krat. Rating 3 out of 5, a good place to learn about Krat's beginning, end, and its essence. Reporter Medoro, this guide was made with the support of Vanini Company, may not reflect the company opinion. Yeah. So we actually need to go down there because there's a bunch of crap down here that we need. But it's also effectively a giant trap. There's a lot of puppets down there.
I can sense something strange. Jeepers.
Is that a butterfly? Why is the ergo reacting like that? If you want to check it out, I can take point.
Damn it. I'm fine. Didn't hurt. Yikes. Like I said, this thing is a giant trap.
Who is it? Is that you, Murphy? Oh, I guess not. Sorry, I thought you were my friend, Murphy. Murphy is a super cool police officer. As a puppet, even the petrification disease can't get him. I wish I was like him. You should leave so you don't catch the disease from me. If only we could play together like we used to. Murphy, I miss you. If only we could play. Murphy.
We'll go into that in a minute. So we have electric shock traps triggered by knocking the puppets off. Ooh, Workshop Union Standard Insulation Converter. That's a mouthful. And an appendage, so the Workshop Union Standard Insulation Converter, an appendage newly developed by the Workshop Union. It has new design and enough versatility to be used in different places. Essentially, it's just a straight upgrade. So I think we get 3 straight upgrades before they start becoming trade-offs. I think there's one more. Yeah, there's dogs down there. So all the police in the city are puppets, and the kid talks to a police puppet named Murphy. So would you say that Murphy is a RoboCop? That's the joke. But we'll actually meet him later. Yes, they included him in the game. No, he's not what you think he is. More hidden in stone, more upgrades. I'm not doing the upgrades because I am waiting for a specific weapon. I have a preferred weapon. The saber is not it. I'm just using the saber right now because it's the first weapon we get, and it's the most convenient to use at the moment. Make sure we get all the hidden crap in the back alleys before we move on. Speaking of hidden crap in back alleys, I tried to block. I really did. There we go. Okay, now we have kind of gotten ourselves a little stuck. I say a little because it's not. We're not really stuck. It's just this door is locked, so we need to go back up onto the rooftops. Homo Machina. I guess roughly translated would be human machine. I don't have the background nor the bandwidth to go into the details of how the classification for human gets a little weird. Warning, petrification disease, quarantine zone, no trespassers. Everyone is a patient or a lunatic. Do not, what? Do not speak to them. Okay. Speaking of lunatics.
This must be your first time in the petrification disease quarantine zone. For most people, this is their last stop. You are a good Samaritan for coming all the way here. Kind one, may I ask you a favor? My family took my baby from me and sent me here. They said it was for my own good, but it was heartless just the same. A baby must be with its mother. Please go to Quart City Hall and bring me my baby. Thank you so much, kind one. I can finally see my sweet Elena's face again. Please hurry. Hard scales spreading across my eyes. Before I lose my sight, please.
She said the baby was at City Hall. Should we check it out? Oh, I hope everybody's safe.
That's a horrible way to go. Ah, shit. I thought I got the block off. Oh, well. So, one of the things that... I should say one of the dangers that you have to deal with when... is that's what I was talking about when I said multiple hits. And every time he hits me, I lose a little bit of my reserve, or my dropped ergo. That's what that Gemini protection was for. Thankfully, we didn't get too far. And I should really be using the puppet string as well, because that's kind of what it's for, is evening the odds, so to speak. Yeah. Unfortunately for me, it's not super useful. Yeah. So I'm trying to get the timing right for the blocking, because when we get to a certain boss fight, it's going to be essential. And unfortunately, again, I'm not using my favorite weapon, and getting there is just the worst. I guess technically I don't actually have to fight these guys. I could just keep... It's this guy I'm more concerned about because he is... and he can do that. Thankfully, he didn't actually have the opportunity to push me off the ledge. Anyway. Back down to where we were originally, minus a few. Let's try this again. There we go. So you can see his weapon glowing red. If I can get enough perfect blocks off on him, I can actually break the baton. But that's not really worth it. Krat police baton and head. The head from the self-defense batons used by Krat police. The hard cudgel can be used to bash all kinds of puppets. After the violent protests within the factory labor union, it became customary for police batons in Krat to be painted black. The reason needs no explanation. Groove lines mark the firm grip. It can be assembled with any blade. Don't ever rob a police officer's home. You won't go to prison. It's a one-way ticket to the sewers with a head smashed by a police baton. This is very turn of the century torn doodle. It itches, peel the skin, and there's blue blood, blood. Pretty cocoon, blue angel, joyful appetite, blue death. What a feast, death, death, and death. I am alive, it itches. Okay. Okay, we know that. Cage to these, yada yada. So these are the soldiers. This is where the big sword comes from. And these guys are much tougher than they have this interesting charge effect. And they block. See, you can break their weapons. Ah, shit. The good news is the police officer won't respawn because he's he's a unique enemy, so we get to skip that mess. Now I just got to deal with the soldiers. I'm trying to get to that door that soldier smashed open because it leads to this room, or to the room downstairs, and will allow me to turn off the electricity, creating a shortcut back to the Stargazer. I hate you so much. I mistimed my dodge there. I don't know if blocking will actually do anything unless you get off a perfect block. But you may need to continuously block. I'm not sure. And I haven't tried it. It's something I could try, though. Anyway, we survived. We didn't lose anything. The police puppet is dead. Let's go get our stuff. There we go. healed that. So this is how you're supposed to actually get down. And we will have to actually come back here. Because that Toma, the child looking to speak to Murphy, the cop, we will need to... There we go. Take it all the way back to the top. We will get an item, and we will need to come back for it. See? So, in order to actually level up, we have to go back to Hotel Krot. I was looking for it on the menu. Turns out it's a shortcut button. So the game doesn't really incentivize
I use
you
my power to help you.
to leveling up past a certain point. Yeah, we had a lot going. I need to level this up. We're actually going to want... Oh, she has
I'll
something else to
use
say.
my power. Ergo is the miracle that made Krat prosper. Without Ergo, there would be no automated puppets to make Krat wealthy. When you move, you tap into the power of Ergo within you. Gather more Ergo. It will make you stronger. In the folklore of Krat, a cricket often acts as a guide. That is why these automated models became popular. But Gemini is unique. He's more than just a guide. As you get more familiar with Gemini, you'll see what I mean.
And as far as I know, Sophia is not the only... Well... She's the only non... What's the word I'm looking for? She's the only primary character in the game that is not part of the original story. Don't need to fight them, not going to bother. Besides, we have another fight coming up very soon. There's my pack right through this door.
Come out, Geppetto! You've got a lot to answer for! You know what caused the puppet frenzy, don't you? You're their maker, practically their father. You and the alchemist scheming together. Tell me the truth. What's your problem? I'm here for the old man. Get lost. Wait. I know you. Or more like, I know what you are. You're the devil's puppet. You can't sneak past me. Die!
Meet the Mad Donkey. So... Ow. Ow. We could do this straight, but I'm gonna cheat. Unlike the puppets, human enemies have this weakness, and it's that you can get behind them and pull off a brutality attack.
Are you a dream or a nightmare?
Son of a bitch, I didn't think it had that kind of reach. As you can see, the window for that is a little small.
Are you a dream or a nightmare? Stop showing up already.
But that's all humanoid enemies. Or human enemies, I should say.
I'll kill you both, then string you up on the bridge.
And depending on how tough the enemy is, you also see we get significantly more of our pulse cell back.
I demanded the truth. Now I feel bad for my comrade.
First time he's killed a person.
Finally, we meet, son. It's a dream come true. Seeing you like this, I understand why some people despise me. I invented the puppets, after all. I should take responsibility as their maker. But in order for me to do that, I need to take care of the puppets at City Hall. Won't you help me, son? Take this. You'll find it most useful.
Mad Donkey's Apparel and Enigma Assembly Tool. Okay, let's take a look. Where is it? It might not be in usable items. Did I miss it? I might have checked the inventory. The Mad Donkey's Apparel. Madman who is terminally ill no longer feared puppets or the petrification disease. He simply wanted to know the truth, the reason for his colleagues' bloodshed. The madman wanted to find the real truth. Blinded by his stubbornness, he failed to see the approach of death. And his weapon, I think. Nope, maybe not. Okay, let's check general inventory here real quick. No, yes. Tool can assemble and disassemble weapons, blade and handle. Weapon assembly is available through Stargazers and Eugenie. They call her Eugenie, like as in eugenics. I don't think that's the case. I think that's just pronunciation. It's Eugene is the base derivative of the name, and Eugenie, I guess, is the feminine. It's an unusual female name. When dealing with non-human enemy, it was necessary to do away with common sense. The workshop and stalkers assembled various blades and handles, focused on making the greatest weapons. So theoretically, I could slap the great sword blade onto the saber handle and create a monstrosity of a weapon. I'm not going to do that. Oh, Krat City Hall key. The madman wanted the deaths of his colleagues paid for with blood. When he finally found the puppet's father, the madman closed and locked the door and demanded answers. You can try to miss anything? No. Alright. Okay, we will...
I want to hear all about your experiences. But now isn't a good time. Use the Stalker's key to open the bridge door. Then get rid of the frenzied puppets that have seized City Hall. We'll catch up at Hotel Krat when you're done.
Okay, Dad. More upgrade material. The door opens by itself.
So, about that weapon assembly tool you were talking about. If you find any more weapons, let's try using them here.
So yeah, you can create your own weapons out of handles. Oops. I have a giant machete. I also apparently picked up a pulse cell extension because I now can carry 4 at a time. That doesn't happen often. I think the maximum you get is like 7, maybe 10 total. Hi guys. Cells of crowd control. I got a couple really good blocks on, perfect blocks on that one. But as you can see, it doesn't do as much damage as the saber, which is odd. Okay, that's enough out of you. And the dog is not talking. And it may be because I have enough points in motive. Not sure. But if I had like a bunch of spare parts, I could just throw these together. And you can just take them all and break them down with no real repercussions for doing that, except then you have to rebuild your... Yeah, you can see, while the soldier blade excels in hitting multiple targets, it doesn't, it's slower, which is where we run into trouble. One of the things the game does that's a little strange is it's inconsistent not only with its save checkpoints, but it's also super inconsistent with its shortcuts. Because we just did that section with all the puppets. And now there's a... Okay, so this is important. Kind of. Yeah, it's important. But we'll get to why later, but you can probably guess. Also, that's a alchemical symbol. I don't know what it means, but I know it's an alchemical symbol. This is a shortcut just to the Stargazer. But the only thing we did was go around a corner. It doesn't even really shortcut this fight here, because you still have to fight these two guys. Unless you choose not to. Because, thankfully, the enemy has a relatively short draw distance. Krat News issue 1124, Mr. Vanini's ambition to make a jolly police mascot puppet for City Hall ended in failure. His passion to make a trustworthy friend for citizens and a strong officer who overpowers criminals was in the right place, but turned out to be excessive. The new police officer puppet's overcharged storage battery exceeded its capacity, causing chain explosions, malfunctions, and serious body damage. The City Council recommend disposing of the puppet on the grounds that its alternate appearance intimidates visitors, but Mr. Vanini and the taxpayers protested, halting the council's plan in its tracks. The puppet still lies abandoned behind City Hall to this day, while the lawsuit is ongoing. Interesting thing is, even when the puppet is unattended, it performs a number of its mascot roles. It is especially popular with kids and even appears to react and respond to playing with children. However, it has led to more slum children entering City Hall and causing inconvenience to visitors. God forbid. The City Council is considering exhibiting the puppet only occasionally as a means to restrict entry. God forbid that poor children go see something that entertains them. I'm not bitter, why do you ask? Oh shit, here we go. I guess you don't actually have to get a perfect parry to get the break status.
No. No survivors here. What do we do? Just give her that baby puppet?
Yes? So they're definitely going for a pitch black story. Although, again, it gets a little inconsistent. And I've been thinking about it. My reasoning was I didn't want to fight these guys again. And then I realized, oh, they're still here. And I've been thinking about it, I would have just used the teleporter. It's fine.
You found her, Kind One. I could sense her from miles away. Oh, my sweet Elena. Please let me hold her. There, my baby. I missed you so much. What you think? Is my baby adorable? That's right, kind one. You granted me my only wish. My sweet Elena. We're going to be happy now. Thank you so much, kind one. Please accept my heartfelt gratitude.
So these are the quests, and they're definitely drawing Bloodborne inspiration. Because you can see that the resulting end is, first of all, it's awful. We're assuming, of course, that there was a live baby to begin with. And the lady wasn't kind of a little cuckoo before they took the puppet away from her. But at the same time, it's not as dark as it could be. Because what we've done is we've given a dying woman peace. So, pick your poison, I guess. Yeah, we lied to her, but she can't tell the difference, and there's no recovering from this, as far as we know, there's no recovering from this disease. So, what harm are we doing? Especially since everyone else is apparently dead. And I'm not just fishing for spoilers. It's, as far as we know, as far as I understand it, everyone else is dead. Oops, wrong button. Puppet Destroyer's Amulet. We're going to want to wear it, because we're going to need help. Increases damage inflicted on puppets. An amulet that can be equipped on a puppet. Blah, 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 blah. Crush, crush, crush. The executioner puppet didn't know the reason or significance, but carried out its role. That will come in handy, because we're about to have a boss fight. So, this is the summoner pool. We don't need it for this boss fight. We're going to need it for some others. So I'm going to save my pennies. And I know I'm going to die, because this is a very specific moveset that I have to master. Murphy, you look like shit. Unfortunately, he can't do like a long dodge as far as I know. He can run, but he can't run. I got the healing back, but at the same time it didn't really matter because I didn't have time to use it. So anyway, that's Murphy, the Watchman, the crazed Watchman. We don't have time, unfortunately, to finish that fight because the video is out of time. So I will see you guys in the next one where we'll take care of that boss, probably after several tries, because again, he's very specific timing on some very, very specific moves. I'll see you guys later. Bye.